I felt really good. I was really happy. Obviously, we have history with Henry Corrales. I mean, he beat me when I was young, knocked me out in the first like 30 seconds, which was a crazy, crazy thing. But I'm happy to get revenge. It feels really, really good, and I can't. It was the best feeling, especially to put on a performance like that because it wasn't just like a one punch knockout where he got lucky or anything like that. I literally dominated him for a whole round, and um, that was, the cherry on top for me.
Where do you go from there? I know that was at lightweight, but you're number two in the featherweight standings. What's next for Aaron Pico?
Well, I think next for me is to fight for a title. I think I'm in a very good position. My team and I have been wanting that for a long time. We've been calling for it, and I believe I'm ready to fight anybody in the world in any organization. But Bellator, I'm ready to have that belt wrapped around my waist. So we'll see with the winner of Kennedy and Pitbull, and I feel like I'm the appropriate fight next for the winner of that.
So you're going to stay down at 145, or would you be open at 155 as well if the fight presented itself?
No, I think 145 is perfect. 155, of course, it's nice, but since it was a short notice for Henry Corrales, it was at 155. I felt good at upper weight, but my true natural fighting weight is at 145. So I'll definitely be there.
And either winner of that matchup, I guess, makes sense. Is obviously the history with Kennedy, and you got hurt in that fight, and then to share the cage with Pitbull is probably a bucket list fight as well.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, I'd love to get a rematch with Kennedy because we all know that my shoulder was out. I still tried to fight, but he keeps saying that, a win is a win. And but the fans know, even the boss at the time, even the new people at PFL Bellator say it's not. It wasn't really a win, but because you were hurt. But it is what it is. Everything is working out how it's supposed to be. But of course, to fight Pitbull, to have that on my resume is would be an honor. So I'd love to fight him. But I don't care about anything other than having that belt wrapped around my waist.
That card was pitted, as PFL versus Bellator, a lot of the champion versus champions. What does the PFL side like present itself? If there happens to be tournaments, are you guys able to cross over and do both, or are you all learning as we are all learning still?
Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. I'm still learning as well, but from what I've been told is that Bellator is going to still go on as far as their 8 events a year, PFL as well. But the each champion in Bellator and PFL will meet in February for the champions versus champions. So you'll still be able to fight in Bellator. PFL people will be in PFL, but then you'll eventually February fight champion versus champion or Bellator fighter versus PFL. That's what I've been told. I that's all I know. Um, but as long as I'm fighting and doing what I need to do, I know everything else will take care of itself.
Were you paying attention? Obviously, you guys almost swept them in the PFL versus Bellator matchups. You taking pride that your guys almost swept them in the entire night?
Absolutely. I was, a lot of those guys that we fight on the same card, so it felt like it was really good. We felt like a team, and we wanted to show what Bellator has been creating for all these years, and Bellator's got some of the best fighters in the world, and all across all the organizations. I feel like we can go against anybody, and we're young, we're talented, and to have the opportunity to be able to showcase that was good.
I know you've mentioned in the past, and it might have changed because now it seems like you've got plans, but about potentially trying to wrestle on the Olympic team. Is that still something in your mind that could happen?
No, at the end of the day, I was just I wasn't sure what was happening with the PFL and Bellator, so I was like, well, if I'm going to be out for a long time and I don't know what's going on, might as well just go try to make an Olympic team, go wrestle and keep that drive going. But shortly after that, I got the phone call that I was fighting in Saudi Arabia. So MMA pays the bills. So back to work I went, which I was happy about. Like I said, it all worked out, and I got to fight Henry Corrales again, and I'm so happy to get that victory. That's something that I wanted.
Mentioned PFL Bellator and in Saudi Arabia, big fight this weekend. He's yet to fight in the PFL, but what Francis Ngannou is doing as an MMA guy to see him go over there and my mind, beat Tyson Fury. Now he's got Anthony Joshua. How incredible is this run he's on?
It's really cool to see. And it's something that I would love to do as well is go and box. I want to do that, and I think Bellator and PFL. It's nice to know that they'd be open to that. But what Francis is doing is incredible. He's making great money, and he's getting globally more recognized, and which is good for us fighters. You know, the MMA guy going into boxing. I think it's just good for all of us, and I'm excited to see that fight, and I'm rooting for Francis. I hope he wins.
You've got a boxing background. Is there somebody out there? Is there a boxer that you'd want to test your skills with?
Oh, that's a good question. Now I don't have any in mind. I know I probably should, but I've been so focused on MMA, and when the time comes, I'll do another interview and call somebody out.
And how about the other
But you know
side?
what I think? You know what I think would be? You know what I think would be a great boxing match, and I've thought about this actually. I take that back. I would love to box Topuria, Ilia Topuria. I think that would be a crazy. I think it would be. He's a great boxer. I'm a great boxer, and to go for 12 rounds in the boxing ring, I think the fans would love it. I'd be open to that. That'd be awesome.
I
I have a
wish
lot
we
of
would be able to see that. I wish we'd be able to see maybe in boxing, not MMA. Maybe that is something that could potentially happen.
again MMA. Like I said, it would be no walk in the park, but I'm at that stage in my career where I want to fight the toughest guys, and if we're able to make that happen, I would be all on board. I definitely think I could win, and I think who wins is the fans.